Yo, what's going on YouTube? Zach with IT Career Questions. Today we got a special guest with us, and I'm really excited to get this interview started. I'm going to let him tell you guys all about what he does and his journey, and we'll take it from there. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and get those queued up, but here we go.
I had an interest of IT in getting into IT a year ago. Working with AWS, I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know how to pronounce it. And just one day, I just wanted to change. And literally, I woke up and just said, "Man, I'm going to just go into IT." Didn't even know what I was going to do. Didn't know where to start. Uh, just started asking friends about it. What should I do? What type of jobs are there out there? And a lot of people told me, "Oh, get your A plus, get your network plus, security plus." And with A plus and everything, I was like, well, I know I really don't want to work with hardware. I want to, maybe work in the cloud. I was a little familiar with the cloud. Based on, long story short, I used to sell sneakers, so we used to use a lot of cloud service when we got shoes on websites. So just to make that short and sweet. But anyway, um, just kind of research what type of environments I wanted to work in, and I actually ran across AWS, and it was familiar to me because I used the service before, and I was like, hey, let's check that out. Um, then looking towards that, I figured that's what I wanted to do. So the question was from then on was, how was I going to learn it? Um, research that, research. Went on Reddit, you know, Quora, all types of communities just to look and see who's using what type of platform. And I ran across Linux Academy, and for the value then when I was a student, it was literally $29 a month. And I was like, $29 a month? Like, come on, man, this can't be right. So, of course, I'm looking up reviews for Linux Academy, and everyone that had the review was like, yes, Linux Academy is the go-to company for training. And I'm like, okay, all right, so let me check out Linux Academy. And I started from the bottom, learning about AWS, went through AWS concepts with Tom, AWS Essentials, Linux Essentials, AWS Solutions Architect. So I got that first certification, and I was hyped. This is something that was very different in my life, and I really took the initiative to try to do something different and change my life. And I accomplished that goal just by getting that one cert. I mean, they had me on the clouds, literally. And said, hey, let's keep it going. Let's see how much more I can do. So got certified as a AWS developer, and then I got certified as a sysop admin. And just looking at other things with Linux Academy, trying to broaden my skill set. Learning some DevOps tools, learning more Linux, and really it was time for me, I felt, to apply for positions and try to do things to change my life. So going through different companies, people telling me no. The catch 22 of it is, and I'm pretty sure people, if you're transitioning from a non-IT position into IT, the catch 22 that you're here is companies say, hey, you don't have enough or don't have any professional experience. And your question is, well, how can I get professional experience if no one would give me an opportunity to get professional experience? So I just kept plugging, kept networking, kept talking to people, kept, uh, you know, talking to people who were levels above me, just picking their brain and soaking up the information. And I ran across this opportunity at Linux Academy. They were looking for, then we called them course authors, but they were looking for a technical training architect, excuse me. And I wasn't going to apply. I was like, nah, it's probably out of my league. It's not for me. But something was like, just go ahead and apply, man. What the worst they could tell you is no, right? I mean, you've been told no several other times anyway. Just let's go. Let's keep doing it. And got through the first interview, second interview with Tom, and they got me to do a video, demo video to show my teaching style and how I did things. And um, to be honest with you, just to take it back a little bit, I was a musician in my past life as well. So I used to perform and, open up for major artists and did videos. And this particular video that I was going to do for Linux Academy scared the crap out of me, man. I don't know why. It was just something different. I never taught anyone before. And it was like, how can I take this specific topic that Tom gave me and turn it into a video and really make myself stand out. And I was like, I don't know how I was going to do that. And I literally sat in my bed and I told my wife, I was like, you know what? I'm probably just going to email Tom tomorrow and let him know I passed up on the opportunity. And I'm not going to take it because I was so much out of my comfort zone. It was that uncomfortable to me that I did not want to take the opportunity. But like literally 10 minutes later, something was like, man, if you don't get up and do this video, this opportunity that you was begging for, have been begging for a long time to change your life, and you're gonna throw it away. If you don't get up and do this video. So I got up, researched, and knocked the video out. Tom looked at the video, told me it was awesome. But he was like, a lot of most of our training architects have 8+ years of experience in IT, and most of them come from training backgrounds. So I'm kind of hesitant to give you this position. But he said, listen, I just created a new position and I think you're great for it. I literally just created it 2 days ago and I think you're a perfect fit for it. And he gave me the job description and I was like, yeah, man, when can I start? Like, yes, this is what I need. And the rest is history, man. And this is where I'm at today, um, living my best life and working for the best company I've ever worked for, bro.
That's awesome, man. That's such an awesome story. I appreciate you sharing that with us. So, what's your day to day like over at Linux Academy now? Now that you've been there for a while, what are you up to?
So right now, we're getting ready for our November launch. So we have 200 plus courses, hands-on learning activities, um, challenges. We have 200 that's launching in November. So we got everything from AWS courses and content to Azure to Linux to DevOps. Um, I want to say OpenStack, I believe. So everyone, all the training architects are gearing up for this release. So my job in particular is what I do is I peer review. So what we call peer review is, quality control. Say a training architect does a hands-on learning activity or a video lesson, whatever the case may be. I go in and take it as a student, and what I try to do is, as engineers, figure out what's wrong. How can I break it, or what can? Our goal is to take everything out of our head and put it into the student's head, and add as much context to the content as possible. So literally, if you don't know what AWS is by the end of our lesson or end of the video lesson in the AWS concepts or essentials course, we want you to understand 100% of what that video lesson or learning activity was supposed to be. So my job is to take it as a student and really look at what's going on, what's wrong with it. If there's anything wrong with it, I get with the training architect to see where we can fix it. Um, Assess feedbacks from students that are taking learning activities and video lessons, and if things are wrong with the environments that they're taking a learning activity in, I go in, troubleshoot, try to see where we can fix it. Um, if it's over my head, then we get with the devs to try to fix a lesson for a student, and really it gives me the opportunity to um, be present and really be a point of contact in Linux Academy for the student. What else, man?
Well,
Phew.
is there anything that, like, any technology specifically that you are looking forward to learn now? Now that you've kind of
Um,
been introduced to many different things, is there a specific one that piques your interest?
yes, there's two of them. So right now I have interest. Well, three. Sorry. Uh, Deep interest of learning more Linux. So right now I'm taking the Linux Foundation Certified System Admin course, and after that I'll probably move on to Linux Engineer as well. One of my goals is to be multi-cloud certified as well. So I'm taking Google Cloud course, the Google Cloud Associate Engineer course right now, and after that I'll move over to Azure. I'll probably take the 300 and 301 course for architect, and deep diving in cloud formation as well. I'm learning cloud formation, more about cloud formation every day. We use that behind the scenes as far as, our environments and everything. So from troubleshooting, I'm troubleshooting in cloud formation and try to figure out what's going on with the environment. So those three things is really on my list now to be able to become an expert in.
That's awesome. So, I mean, you're relatively, kind of new to the whole IT world. Did you ever really see yourself doing this?
No, man. Not really. I had a okay career in banking. I was in banking for about 10 years. So, my goal in banking was move up to management and possibly go to operations or maybe district manager, area or market manager, depending on the opportunities that were available. But just one day, man, to be honest with you, I mean, this is no lie. I just woke up with that fire inside of me, and something was telling me, hey, it's something better for you out here. And not saying that anything's wrong with banking. There's nothing wrong with banking. But for my life and the opportunities that I wanted and the opportunities I wanted to afford my family, something was just like, hey, this something's better out here for you, and go get it. It's your opportunity to go get it. And I didn't know what it was until I found it. And this is the story, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that seems how it works for a lot of people too, especially people changing careers and things like that. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's great though. What type of advice would you have for like anybody who's just looking to get into, this field? Now that you've kind of seen a little bit about it, what do you think is really important for people to know?
Um, like you can do anything you put your mind to. Right? Literally in this industry, there are no limits. You can do whatever you want to. You can create whatever you want to create. You can be who you want to be, right? The number one thing that I've learned in life is do not let discouragement creep in your thoughts, because once whatever has your mind has you. That's what I always say, right? And what I mean by that is whatever you give your energy to and your thoughts will take you away from everything else, right? So if you're set on trying to be successful and a positive model in your family, if you have kids or teaching your kids, whatever you put your mind to, you can do. Just keep that positive energy in your thoughts at all times. Wake up, claim what you want to be. Wake up and think that's who you are. And eventually you'll get to that point. It might take longer than others. You might see other people who have success with things that you always wanted to have success with. But you stay down, stay humble, keep your head down, work hard. Everyone's time comes. So you just have to work hard until your time comes, because when your time comes, you want to be ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And that's what we always say, and you work hard, do what you're supposed to do, study. If someone's transitioning from whatever their job is or career is now to IT, put the work in, stay consistent every day. This is not, everything changes so much. If you sit down and do something today and wait till next week, the exact thing that you try to do could change. So you want to make sure you stay on the cutting edge of technology in the field that you in, and just bull for it, man. Just go for it. It's no limits out here, man. And, that's one thing I learned. You just gotta go for it.
Yeah, 100% on that.
Oh yeah.
That's true, man. That's great. So I'm just checking over the chat here a little bit, seeing if anybody has any questions or anything. You free to open? Are you free to answer some questions if
Yeah, sure. Sure.
we have some roll through? Awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on. This is
I
great.
appreciate you having me, bro. For real. I mean, this is an honor, man.
I love hearing people's stories. Like that's one thing I really love about trying to do interviews with this channel is getting other people on to share their story, how they got in this field, what got them interested in it, and especially now that you people work in this field and want to bring them on, what can you share to the people who are looking to get in this field? And every bit of advice that I think like you had given and the story that you shared will hit home with many people. I mean, many of the things that you kind of touched about was like, yeah, I could relate to that for sure.
Right.
So I think it's inspirational for people to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, I always try to tell people, man, and I'm the type of person I talk, man, especially about things I love. And sometimes I end up preaching, and I don't want to come off like I'm preaching, but for people who are listening and really thinking about doing something different, there's a fire inside you as well. You know, don't let the negativity or anyone tell you that you can't do something. And you're already approved. Look at my t-shirt. You're
Yeah,
already approved. If the dream is inside you, then that's a sign that it's already yours, right? And that's what I always look at. I mean, I'm a huge believer. So I'm like, if God put the dream inside me, he already gave me the tools to get the job done to obtain that dream. He already gave me the gifts to use to go after what I want. And he said I could have anything I want in life. But you cannot uh, go for the dream and you don't put the work in. You can't just wake up and say, oh man, this is what I want to do. And then you procrastinate, you procrastinate, you procrastinate. Then next thing you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months go by. And in those 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, you could have stayed down, stayed consistent, and constantly worked every day. You could have obtained that goal that you always wanted to obtain. But now you wanna BS around. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. You owe yourself more than that. You owe your family more than that. You owe yourself to see the highest potentials that you can go and really float in the sky if you really put your mind to it. And that's I always try to breathe that into people and just share the word, man, because you know I always believed that I could do whatever I wanted to do. And I was a musician. I owned a sneaker store. I had a clothing line, a hat line. I was a banker. A loan processor. And, everything that I wanted to do, I try to be the best in it. And just like now, I'm in IT, and even though I'm in my early stages of my career, I'm going to be the best that I can be, and that's period. And you should too if you want to make
for sure. I mean, I've been in this field for 17, 18 years, and I'm still trying to be better. I'm always trying to improve, and I don't think it ever stops. And the people I think who do succeed in this field, they have that same attitude. They
it.
want
Yeah,
better. They want to do better. They want to learn more. I mean,
right.
I'm always on a constant thirst to learn more. I mean, there's so much in IT to learn that it's impossible for somebody to know everything. But I try to just consume as much as I can about the things that interest me the most, and I think that gets me in trouble sometimes because then I think I overwhelm myself. But then eventually I kind of
But
take
that's
a
the
step
love
back
of
and
it, I
realign
think.
it. What's that?
I think that's the love of it because when you love what you do, you just want to learn as much as you can. I mean, that shows
For
that your
sure.
passion is there, and and that's how I feel as well.
Yeah, and not to go on the Linux Academy bandwagon too much right now, but I've known how important Linux was for the past couple of years, and it really took me a while to kind of really get my gears started to actually learn it because I've been in the field as long as I have, and I've never run across an instance where I need to know anything about Linux. Um, which I now feel like, yeah, I'm pretty lucky in that aspect. But just with everything that's happening nowadays, I'm like, yeah, I have to learn Linux. So when I discovered Linux Academy, um, I watched through a couple videos, and I think I actually, as I was kind of getting more familiar with Linux Academy, I think I came across your video, which I really liked. It was like an introduction thing, I
Thank
think.
you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. And I was like, I want to try this out. So I contacted them and everything, and I went through the course with oh, now his name's slipping my mind. Isn't that terrible? Um,
There's a Linux course.
yeah, the LSI
Uh,
Essentials course.
is Kenneth
Yeah,
Armstrong.
Kenneth, yeah,
Yeah.
Kenny. Yeah,
Shout out to Kenneth. What's up,
yeah,
man?
for sure, man. Sorry, I couldn't think of your name. I went through that entire course, and I enjoyed every second of it. Like I was so engaged in that I started setting up VMs on my own machines with Linux on it. I built a Linux laptop. I'm like, I'm going deep into this, and I think I owe a lot of that to Linux Academy just for making it easy for me to do. It was enjoyable, and um, this video is not in no way sponsored by anybody right now. Um,
Right.
so I've been through other like learning platforms, and there's some that I definitely enjoy. Linux Academy is definitely one of the top ones, in my opinion, my personal, honest opinion, that I actually enjoyed. So going through that LSI Essentials course, I mean, opening up my eyes to Linux, it was great. Like now, I just want to be like more in Linux as much as I can
Yeah.
from that. So I still have
That's
to
me,
go take that
man.
certification.
Yeah, man.
I
Let's go, man. Come on, man. Let's
I know.
go. What
I
we
know.
waiting on?
I got other stuff I got to worry
Nah,
about
I
now.
definitely understand. I
Uh,
definitely understand.
oh, and shout out to Adrian. I got to give Adrian Cantrill a shout out. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
He says,
man.
"Great channel. Keep up the good work." I'm always trying to help. Like that's what this channel is all about, is helping people, and that's why I bring guys on like you who can help as well. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, Adrian's been a great mentor, man. Like Adrian is a super smart guy, super cool. That's one of the things that I really love about working for Linux Academy. I know we keep saying Linux Academy, but guys, I'm trying to tell you, the reason we say this is because it's the truth. Like Zach said, no way, shape, and form that this stream is sponsored by Linux Academy. It's just everything we're saying is the truth, right?
Yep.
And I love this company because number one, Anthony, who's the CEO, is like very hands-on. So literally, I could Slack him right now and he'll respond. Like it's a lot of companies you can't do that. Like my last job, I worked for a company, BB&T. I couldn't email the CEO Kelly King and be like, "Hey Kelly, what's going on, man?" You
Right.
can't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Anthony he's the first CEO that I've seen from anybody that I've been working with that actually posted something on LinkedIn about tuning into this. So
Yeah,
shout out to him for that. That was
you
solid.
don't, yeah, you don't see that, man.
No, you don't. You
My
you
direct
really
boss,
don't.
yeah, Tom Hazlitt, awesome. Terry Cox, awesome. Agent, my whole AWS team's awesome. The Azure team, Google Cloud, Linux DevOps, everyone, man. It's just one
So
big family.
are you based out of Texas then too?
No, I'm in Virginia, so I'm in right outside a small city called Shaw.
All right. So you're completely remote then?
Yeah, completely remote. Yep.
Do you go into headquarters at all?
I've been to headquarters twice,
Twice. All
maybe
right.
2 times, twice, 2 or 3 times. But yeah,
That's
we
solid
don't.
though. Like that's encouragement for all the people who always ask, like, "Hey, can I work from home?" It's like, well,
Yes,
yeah,
you can.
you can.
Now,
There's jobs out there. It's hard to
right?
do, but
Oh yeah,
it's out there. That's
that,
awesome.
that's one thing. You can't get into this. Like I think one thing that attracted a lot of my friends here to IT is I'm working from home. They was like, I want to work from home, but they don't see like, hey, I'm blessed to work from home, especially my first position working from home. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at first, I was like, should I take a position working from home? My first IT position. Should I just go into an office and learn as much as I can? But it's no different than being in the office because everyone is just a keyboard away saying, hey, I need help with this, or hey, do you need help? Whatever the case may be. Because I'm always the person that's asking, hey, what can I do to help you? And that's just my personality. But it's definitely perks from working from home. I get to wear my sneakers all the time, my Adidas track pants, my Nike track pants, all of it. So yeah, so be encouraged if you want to work from home. This can be an option for you.
For sure. So I'm gonna touch on that, but I got to thank Victor P right now for the super chat. That's solid, dude. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you very very much, man. That's huge. I do appreciate that. But like I said, I'm just doing what I can over here, trying to help you guys, and I appreciate that super chat, man. That's crazy. I'm very I'm taken back by that, to be honest with you. It's
Well, that's
crazy.
awesome, man. That's when you know you got a great community and you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, just trying, man. The whole thing, like just trying to help. So yeah, seeing stuff like that and just getting the thank yous. Um, the thank yous are so much. I love getting thank yous. They make my day. It makes doing everything I'm doing completely worth it. So thank you to
That's
you
what
to
it's
the viewers
about.
out there, man. You guys are that's crazy. It's overwhelming. Um, yeah, back to working at home. So I just started working from home at the end of January.
Okay.
Doing this, and I think at first it was great. I had my newborn son at home with me, so it was a little difficult, but at the same time, like it was such a great feeling. I was so motivated, and then as things kind of went on, I've kind of like I've lost my way a little bit, and then I had to like kick my butt back into gear and get myself going again. Have you run across that yet, where you found it difficult? I guess you have to kind of be careful what you answer because you got people from Linux
No,
Academy
man.
watching.
No, I
But I
mean,
mean, like I've had that where I've just kind of sunk a little bit, and
right, right,
really slowed down, and then I mean I really had to like, eh, I mean I bluntly just kick my ass into gear. I'm sorry for
right.
using language, but really like
I don't know.
you got to do it sometimes. Have you seen that? Have you run across that at all? And
Well, I think
you can fib it up a little bit. I understand.
no, man, no, no. I mean, I think for me, it's still new. So even though, you know, um, I've been with Linux Academy maybe 4 or 5 months now, and it's still new to me. So every day I wake up, man, it's like, man, I'm thankful I don't have to go in the office.
Right?
I don't. I'm thankful, like literally, if I bought a new car today, probably by the end of the year, probably have maybe less than 5,000 miles on it because I'm at the home. I'm at the house all day, every day. So when my kids get home, my wife get home, I chef it up for them on the stove. Cook dinner and everything. We have family time, and I study. So the weekends is where I get my I wouldn't say relief, but my extracurricular activities going on. I got to get out the house now because I've been in the house all week.
Right.
So it's time to get out the house. Time to do family things. It's time to have adult time. But I wake up, man. The only thing I really miss is maybe having someone next to me to talk because I love to talk. And
Yeah.
having someone next to me to talk to. But when I realize how blessed I am to not have to get in the car and deal with traffic or have a long drive to work. Yeah,
Oh, for
it's a
sure.
blessing. So it's still
For
new to me.
sure.
Maybe I come across that later on, but for right now, I'm loving it, bro. To be
Nah,
honest.
you should be good. I mean, you're learning a lot of new things right now, and I think when you
Yeah,
go through that, it's all, especially like I could tell like you're passionate about it. You enjoy what you're doing, and when you have those feelings about it, I think it makes working so much easier. It makes doing the things that you have to do so much easier. And if you really love just technology in general, that's just man, it's just like it all just comes together so well, and you just keep going. You keep going. You love every day. You love every minute of it. Maybe not every minute of it, because sometimes you're gonna have a bad day and it's gonna be all right. But
yeah, that's for sure.
overall, like you're learning, you're engaging yourself. I mean, that's what I love. That's what I love about
Yeah.
doing what I do.
I mean, me too. And what I like the most is I do peer review for a lot of hands-on learning activities, and I get to learn. Like, so I get to take the courses before the students take them, because I have to figure out if, the training architect did anything wrong, or, this is not working. So what we need to do to fix. So like I'm taking, the updated certified solutions architect professional course without taking the course, because I'm taking all the hands-on learning activities and really going through them. And so I'm hands-on every day in AWS, so that's the part that I really like. And another part too that I didn't know really what, I guess it came a part of my job unofficially, is all the LinkedIn love I get. So like I get literally probably 10 to 12 inboxes every day from students looking for help, or people just want some guidance, or looking for a mentor. And that really, I like that a lot, because
Yeah,
that's what I'm in it for. That's why I wanted to do the video, to show people that you can do this, man. And I'm no one special at all, and it's a lot of people that I run across, like I told you earlier, that looking for a career change. And a lot of people I run across, they do not know that this is an avenue for them. They do
yeah,
not know they can go into IT, make great money, and make life changing money, and provide themselves with opportunities that they never thought they can do, or push their minds to levels that they never thought they could push their minds to.
for
And
sure. It,
that's one of the things that I love, man.
yeah, and I always try to encourage people who they have that like little thought in the back of their head about IT. They don't pursue it all the way. Even the ones who don't even think about IT as a career, and they just might have that mindset for it. I always encourage people like that to consider this a career, to look into it, because
Right.
you know, with this field, you need people who have all different types of mindsets, who thinks about different challenges and obstacles, in ways that you and I wouldn't, of course, or somebody who's been in the field for 30, 40 years. You need that. So it's a big encouragement to get people into this field who don't think about it, and anybody can do it.
Yeah,
Anybody can
anyone.
do it, and I think that's the thing I love about this field the most. Some people, it takes a lot more to learn what you need to know about this field, but if you have that drive, you have that passion, that just want, you can do it.
No, you
Yeah.
can. You can. The only thing I would say for those who are not in IT right now, if you're listening, or if you're looking at this live stream, stop thinking that everyone in IT is or a computer repairman. So like, I get all the time, man. Hey, can you fix my computer, man? I think my joint's messed up. I'm like, listen, man, I'm not. I can't do nothing for you, man.
So
You gotta
it's funny
fix
that you
it.
say that, because the whole the whole reason I got into IT is because I first started doing websites. I was like 15 years old. I picked up a book called HTML for Dummies. And I was like, I'm going to learn how to do websites. This is going to be awesome. It's going to be such a cool thing. So I taught myself, and still to this day, I could code and build an entire website from Notepad, just writing out HTML and CSS and stuff like that. Because that's how it was back in the day, in like 99 and 2000. But
Right.
everybody's like, "Oh, Zach, you know how to do websites, so you know how to fix my computer. And this and that is wrong." I'm like, "No, no, like I know how to do websites. I have no idea what the heck's going on
Right.
with your computer." But I got so much of it, and I was kind of interested in it, that when people started asking me, I was like, "Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll try it." And that's ultimately what led me to where I'm at today, is from people
Wow.
like just hounding me about fixing their computers. But back in the day, back in the 2000s, early 2000s, stuff like that. I mean, if you knew somebody who could work on your computer and remove a virus from it or something, like you were the most amazing person in the world.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's for sure.
So
And now I can't help them. I'm telling you
yeah.
that now. Don't family members, anybody who's watching, don't call me, because your computer will be out of luck. You mess with me. So,
Oh yeah. No. And seeing like nowadays, like I hate doing websites. I can't stand it.
oh yeah.
Like I don't care if I
The
ever
total
see.
opposite.
Yeah, like I don't care if I ever see like a HTML or CSS ever again. Nope, 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 nope. And that's I think what burned me
Right.
out so much about like wanting to learn programming and stuff like that too. Like learning different coding languages and things like that is just from being burnt down on HTML, even though it's so incredibly simple um, in the grand scheme of things. It's like I never want to look at a line of code for as long as I live. And now I'm back to where like, all right, I actually want to learn code. I still don't want to touch websites, but
Right, right. You
I,
want to learn
I
what
actually
code you want to, what language you want to learn?
so I'm going to start with Python. Like
Python. Okay.
that's where I think I'll start my path a little bit, and I've already started it a little bit, and it's something I've enjoyed so far. And I wouldn't say that learning Bash is necessarily coding. It's a language or whatever, but learning that with Linux, like that's
Right.
going to be really helpful also. I mean, because I've just been in Windows environments from all my life, learning um, like PowerShell and I just want to say command prompt, but there's a term for that, and it's just completely slipping my mind right now. That's terrible. Um, wow, it's just like off my. I can't get it out of my head. It's like right there. Uh, somebody will somebody will
You'll
put
get
in the
it.
chat
Come
what
on,
it
you
is.
man.
I can't even think.
Well, PowerShell is one of mine that because I want to learn Azure, so I definitely want to use PowerShell. And now that AWS is picking up PowerShell as well, I want to learn that Python, of course. But I had an interest in Go.
All
So
right.
one of our training architects, Keith, he hit me up with a Go book that I'm probably gonna crack open. It's probably won't be this year, probably beginning of next year or so on. But I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna see what it's about. Um, see what I can do with it. But right now, my main focus is being multi-cloud certified and really deep diving into Linux and becoming a Linux engineer. So I
Listen.
really like Linux. Yeah, man.
So you running Linux at home then?
Well, no. Well, I had a Linux book. I was running on Linux Mint,
All
but
right.
I just work in the environments on Linux Academy now, going through the course,
Yeah,
and
the having the access to those cloud servers makes things really
yeah.
easy.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can do whatever, man. And I read. So when I lay down in the bed, I have the phone like this.
Yep.
After I spend time with my wife, she goes to sleep. I got the phone right here, and I read. And I'll send it to you too. It's a book called the Linux and Bash Scripting Bible.
All right. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a comprehensive Linux and Bash Scripting Bible. I'll send you the link to it, man. It's a very good book. So,
I'll check it
yeah.
out. I
Oh yeah.
just I I try not to read a lot, so I do all the Audible stuff.
Okay.
Um, I just downloaded a book about cybersecurity today. I can't remember what the name of it was. Ah, it's about getting enterprise we're getting like VPs and management and stuff like that to understand why cybersecurity is important. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, if you send me that link, I'll definitely check it out though.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely will, man. It's no problem at all.
I just got to get through this one. That's why I brought it up. It's like I just downloaded it today. I just bought it. No, it's not a sys book, Victor. It's I'll pull it out. It had decent reviews. It didn't have like a lot of reviews, but I just picked it. I see. I subscribe for Audible, so I get the free credit every month,
Okay.
and I've had like credits built up. So it's like
I
I'm just
guess
gonna.
that's awesome because you can listen to that in the car, working out, whatever the case may be, walking.
Oh yeah, that's every time
Yeah.
I'm in the car. What is it? Cyber security program development for businesses or for business. That's the name of the book. Cybersecurity program development for business. Um,
So that's typically what you probably need because now you can learn how to, I guess, relate it to VPs and executives
yeah,
and companies and speak their language and help them understand the solutions.
yeah. I think that's what it kind of gets into a little bit there. So I just love listening to stuff like that and hearing what people have to say. Much probably like why people listen to me and what I have to say. They're just interested in and different stories and opinions and things like that.
Yeah.
That's why I've been listening to a lot of books lately. I've never been really much of a book person, but I don't know, for like the last 6 months, I think I've gone through like 7 books now.
Oh wow. Yeah, man. So I gotta catch up. See, with me, it's more like now reading the Linux book. After I take the course, everything is like, yeah, okay.
Yep.
I get those moments, and it really sticks when I read it, man. I don't know why, because I could just read something and just it just be embedded in my brain because I can't wait to try it out when I wake up in the morning.
Right. Yeah. See, and that's like there's so many people that really rely on the book for that same reason as you. You know, I'm not that person. I can't do it. Like if I had a book, like the only way I would learn is if I had that book right next to me and I was following along with it, like right as it's going on. But like I'd much rather like have a video up and do the same thing. You know, the video I can have playing in the background. I listen to it. I could speed it up. Which, by the way, that was like my favorite thing about Linux Academy, is that I was able
Oh,
to speed up the videos because,
yeah, yeah,
like, oh my
yeah.
gosh, if I didn't have that, it would have taken me forever to get through that course.
You
Um,
see me out, I had to slow it down because I'm sitting there like, what? What did he
yeah,
say? Let me rewind that back.
right.
What happened? But I got through it, man. It's a great experience, man. I love it, man. And it's something I didn't even know I would love. That's crazy, right?
What's that? Sorry.
I said this is something I didn't even know I would love. Like
Right.
this is crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know I would love studying every day and really learning new things every day. I thought that was kind of done with after school, but
Well, now
oh,
that you're
no,
an IT man, that never ends. You're always going
yeah,
to be
that's what
learning.
I was literally about to say that. I was telling the people that's watching, if you're not in IT and you're thinking about getting into the IT industry, know this is a lifelong learning curve.
Yep.
Lifelong learning curve.
A
You will
hundred
never
percent.
stop learning.
That's for
So,
sure.
yep,
And that's like, I think that's one of the big reasons why I enjoy it so much. It's like I said earlier, it's that constant learning. Like I just love that. I love getting new knowledge and learning about new things. It's so, I don't know, that like fulfills my life.
yeah, yep. And plus, like you said, I don't want to bring this up, but hey, I'm gonna be transparent with it. Um, your imposter syndrome video.
Yep.
So, you go through those phases where, I'm nervous about starting anything and I'm like, man, I wonder when the day that they're gonna find out that I absolutely know nothing. You
Yep.
know, you're like, I don't know anything. And when they're gonna find out, they're gonna kick me to the curb, man. I know absolutely nothing. But you realize, like, in my opinion, everyone's just like you. Like everyone they're learning just like you. Even the ones that claim they're experts, they're learning. They're just trying to figure out enough to stay ahead. And they're just trying to figure it out just like you. Might be on a different level, but every day they're trying to figure out something new and how to incorporate that in their daily routine that every day. So, you know,
Yep.
when you did that video, I'm like, yeah, man, you really spoke to me in that one, bro. Like, seriously. But I mean, like you said, everyone goes through it, and it's totally normal, and you don't have to feel that way.
Yeah. I- and thank you. I appreciate that you watched that and you enjoyed that, and you know that was me sharing my kind of life experience uh, in that video. Really, I didn't try
Mhm.
to share too much of it or anything, but I've been there. Uh, I've seen, I've experienced that many times. Um, Today I went into the job that I'm consulting for right now. I'm doing consulting, doing MDM for one of my old jobs, and I
Okay.
went and I was talking to the guys. Just stopped in and talked to them, and that video got brought up. The imposter syndrome video got brought up, and one of the guys was like, "What's imposter syndrome?" I'm like, "What?" And so one of the sysadmins that works there, he went into pretty good detail about it, and you could tell based on how he was describing the imposter syndrome that he has felt that same way. And the sysadmin is one of the smartest guys I think I've ever met in my life when it comes to IT. So to hear how he was describing this, you know, and knowing that there was something behind that, and him being, you know, from the outside, this really smart, intelligent guy, it's always crazy to see that. It's always good to see that. It's I think it's very humbling to people when they think about it. So then,
Right.
you know, when after he got done describing it, and I talked about it a little bit, the guy who had no idea about imposter syndrome was like, "Oh, yeah, like I've been there," you know, like
Right. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And
Yeah. And it's funny. It's funny though.
well, I think, you know, recognizing that, understanding it, and like I talked about in the video, when you recognize it, you understand it, and it makes you go harder. It makes you go into it much harder. So it I'm glad that that video reached people and helped people, and that's what it's there for, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely, hit close to home for me. Because, like I said, like you said, you have a guy that you think is one of the smartest sysadmins out there, and he probably feel like he doesn't know anything.
Right? Oh,
You know,
exactly. Yeah.
feel like, oh man, when they're gonna find out, they're gonna
Yep.
get killed. Like,
Yep.
and that's exactly how you feel, man. And it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I felt that way. Like I'm gonna lose my job as soon as they find out that, like, I don't know, that's fine. I'm done. I'm gonna have to start looking for a new
Yeah.
job. And I worked at a job though, for real. Like
Oh man.
I I was so, and this is about 5 years ago, where I felt that way so bad that, like, I would spend time at the job looking for another job because I was worried that I was gonna get fired. And
Wow.
yeah, but you know, it turns out like I was just beating myself up like really bad, and you know, all the work that I was doing was like really great. Come to find out,
Yeah.
you know, and then
For
um,
no reason too,
yeah,
right?
for no
You got
reason.
something. Yeah.
But it so happened I found a better job that I took because it was closer to my daughter, and I would be making a little bit more money. But I didn't leave that job because of the imposter syndrome. I left because I didn't upgrade, you know. But when I put in my 2 weeks, they were like, "Why are why are you leaving? You can't leave. Like, you're doing great work here. Like, you helped us implement MDT into our environment, Microsoft Deployment Toolkit." I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm sorry. I got this better gig though." But just hearing that, you know, hearing like that they didn't want me to leave, I was like, "Oh,
Right.
well, I really was beating myself up over nothing. Like, they liked what I was
Yeah.
doing, so I was doing something
Total.
right, you know."
Yep.
But having an
Total.
experience like that can really, that could change a lot of how you feel too about the imposter syndrome in general. Like, but I think still staying true to that humbleness is key to success. Honestly, that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely key because you don't want to feel yourself too much. Be feeling yourself if that makes sense. But you don't want to come off like you know everything because it's someone that's gonna know something you don't know and you're gonna look like an ass. And just always another point for people that's transitioning. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good
You go into an interview, if you don't know it, say you don't know it.
for
But
sure.
say you're going to you can find out, or I'm willing to research and find an answer. I don't know it right now, but I'll get that answer.
It's like you've been
Because
watching some of my videos, man.
yeah, look, because if you go in there and you say you know something, they're going to test you on it, and they're going to say, "Tell me about it."
Yep.
And when they say, "Tell me about it," you're going to be like, what happened was, nah,
Yep.
nah,
I've
you
I
know.
uh it was a long time ago. I did that in an interview. I'm not even gonna lie. I lied. I was like, yeah, I can't even remember what it was. Oh, I think I'm so embarrassed by it that I really pushed it out of my memory. But God, it had to be like 10, 12 years ago at least.
Wow.
I lied. I was like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, you know, not that enthusiastic about it, but they followed up with about that. God, what was it? I think it was something like networking related, but they followed
Okay.
back up with it like 5 minutes later and asked me a question about it, and I had no idea what the heck they were talking about. And then they didn't call me out on it or anything, but I think probably the look on my face and the realization once I was like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. And then they were like, this is about whatever networking thing it was. I was like, ah, crap. Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't
no,
get that
don't.
job.
Yeah, don't do that to yourself, guys. Like and girls, don't. If you don't know it, just say I don't know it. They're gonna respect you more
Yep,
with what you really don't know because you say you know it, they're going to test you on it
for
some way,
sure.
somehow, and you're gonna have to go deep into what you actually know about that thing you said you knew about.
Yep.
So,
Well,
yep,
yeah. After that, every interview I did, I was 100% honest and said exactly what you did. You know, like I don't know it, but it sounds interesting. I really would like to learn it, and
right, yep,
here's what I'll do to learn about it. Here's like the resources that I could use to learn about it.
right.
Or a lot of time, in the last 6 7 years, I've had home labs, so I'm like, oh, I'll get that on my home lab. I'll try it out and see what it's all about. I'll learn it. You know.
Yep, yep, right, man.
Cool.
So
So
do
I
it.
saw you had you got interrupted. Do you need to duck out? Or are you good? Or
Maybe in a few minutes.
okay.
Yeah, because kids up here now, and they just had friends over, so it's bath and bed time. It's pretty late over here for them for their bath, so
Oh
you
yeah.
got to dunk them in there and keep it moving.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I hear you. I
Well,
got
you got some soap on you. All right, come on.
yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I got 3 kids. I got a fourth one on the way now.
Oh,
And that's how
congrats,
it is,
man.
man. Thank you. Thank you. It's
Congrats,
nuts.
man.
I
Yeah,
I only wanted to ever have like 2 kids. So now I'm just like, what am I doing?
yeah, I have three, so yeah, man, I'm stopping right there.
Yeah,
That's it.
right.
No
That's what I
more.
said too. Because my the third one that we have now, he's 16 months old. So now,
Oh
uh,
man, you got them close too. Oh,
yeah,
jeez. Wow.
yeah.
Hey man, more power to you, bro. You can
I,
handle it. God gave it to you because he knew you can handle
I don't know if I can handle it just yet. We'll try. Try.
it.
Mason here says they got 5 kids, 5 with 2 babies. Whew.
Oh man. 5. Yeah, you probably stressed every day in a good way. In a good way. Yeah.
Yeah, in a good way.
Yeah.
I love my kids. I always wanted to be my dad or be a dad my entire life. So
Yeah.
it's like I can't even say nothing. Like that's something that I wanted. I wanted only 2, but I mean I guess I'll be all right with 4. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, man. I'm good with 3. No more. No mas. That's it. So,
So
you know,
Victor P just nailed a question that we kind of talked about, or what we were just talking about prior. But he said, "How would you promote a domain controller on a multi-forest domain?" And the answer, he says, "Well, first I'd Google it," and that's completely acceptable nowadays. Like
yep.
somebody who works in IT who doesn't Google anything is just not doing a good job. You
Yep.
know,
And that's really how they're gonna assess if you're self motivated, man. Like look at those community Stack Overflow and everything. You use those as your resources to help you get things done. And
right?
then if you can find the answers, then you can reach out to somebody like, look, I don't research, man. I can't find it anywhere. And then you might get that person that gonna go somewhere right on Google and get it right then and there. You like, well, then didn't you make me look like an ass?
Right?
But hey, it's all good though. You still
Oh yeah.
took the initiative to search yourself
At,
and
at
try to find an answer.
for sure. At the hospital that I worked at, we had an internal wiki for just many, like for almost all of the technology that was in that hospital was in a wiki in some form, even with troubleshooting stuff and things like that. And then we had service desk for all of our tickets. So if one of the techs would come to either another tech or one of the sysadmins or whoever the case may be, and ask them a question about something, the first question that the sysadmin or whoever would say is, "Well, did you check the wiki, or did you check service desk?
Right.
Did you Google it?" Like those are always the first 3 questions. So the techs and things like that would learn. Um, if you haven't checked those things before you talk to them and ask them a question, don't even waste your time. Make
Yep.
make sure you utilize every single resource that you can. So your internal
Yep.
wiki, your ticket system, and Google. Got to.
Yep.
And then ask your peers. And that helps too, because then you could say, hey, um, I'm running into this issue. I've Googled it. I've checked all these resources. I still can't find how to fix it. That sysadmin or whoever you're talking to might have the answer, but at least you're giving them the information ahead of time, saying that you you exhausted all your resources.
Right.
So
Yeah.
now I'm here asking you, please help.
Yep.
And a lot of times, I don't think it could be because you're new or maybe you just looked it over, but a sysadmin, if they don't know, they're gonna Google it and they'll probably find it, and then you'll look dumb, but that's okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, at least you
That
tried.
happens
Right?
too. It happens
Yep.
often.
And the thing is, it creates an experience because now you found the answer, you researched on your own, you found the answer. And if anytime this problem pops up again or someone is facing the same issue, you're going to remember. You're like, oh yeah, I went through this before. This is what's going on. Let me check. Yeah, this is exactly what's going on. I mean, it creates the learning experience.
For sure. For sure. Are you familiar with Duan Lightfoot?
No.
All right, have to send you over his way. He
Okay.
he's another YouTuber that I talk to this guy almost like every single day. But somebody just said that he's live right now and I'm live right now, so
Competition.
we share a lot of the same the viewers and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just got a job as a network engineer. So I'm
Okay.
super proud of that guy right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a hard gig, man. You
Oh
gotta
yeah.
really know.
Yeah.
You know, networking, man, is it's really tough. It's really tough. I was looking at some Network Plus videos, just trying to learn. I think if you take a networking course and you come and learn AWS, I think AWS will be a lot easier for you, or any cloud environment, Azure or Google Cloud, because then you'll really understand what's going on in your
For sure.
environment.
For sure. Awesome. So yeah, you got anything else you want to add or?
Yeah. You guys thinking about transitioning to IT or trying to learn a new skill set, come over to Linux Academy. You think about learning AWS, Google Cloud, anything. If my connections on LinkedIn, or if you add me on LinkedIn, inbox me. I'm here to help you. I like to guide you every step of the way, put you in touch with the team, let you take some courses from the training architects and see how you like it. Because I guarantee this will be content that'll help change your life. So don't be afraid to take that first step. Believe in yourself and just know it's not going to be easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. So, but just know you can chop a whole tree down by taking pieces at a time and just being consistent. So,
For sure. Awesome, man. I
yeah,
appreciate that. Cool. So
no
thank you
problem.
for being on and talking with everybody and sharing your experience, your advice. It's been awesome. I'd love to have you on again. So
Yeah,
we'll
man. Thank you so much, man. I
for
really
sure
appreciate it.
for sure. If you're interested in coming on again, we'll get it scheduled out here sometime.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I'm definitely interested. So,
Awesome.
yeah, man. I definitely reach out to you for that, man. I really appreciate the opportunity.
For sure. And then I just put a link in the chat to Dwan Lightfoot. So you can check him out if you got the time, but everybody else who's over here, definitely go check Dwan's live stream out. And that's all we got for you guys today. So thank you again. I greatly appreciate it. And everybody take it easy.
All right. See you later, man.
Take it easy.